Good evening, folks. It's 5:05 p.m. Central Standard Time on May 1st or June 1st, 2022. Hope our creators keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button, share this across other platforms, and subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell in case we have any critical future updates. This is just going to do a quick little wrap up from my earlier video, and as you can see here, Enlil is actually caught up. We're seeing this one here, the coronal mass ejection that I said that that is coming towards us. That's it right there. The one that we saw coming off earlier that was coming off this way, they showed this teeny tiny little thing. Well, yeah, sorry, I still have a hard time believing Enlil. And when you come up and you take a look at NOAA's prediction, it doesn't really show it either. So what I did, of course, I come over here to the European Space Agency and take a peek at this. We actually had quite an eruption. Now we're going to come back here. Now this was the impact that we had right here from the solar winds that I was telling everybody about, and the that coronal mass ejection that was going to blend in with it. Yeah, we took about 55 centimeters cubed, which is pretty stiff. But if you watch, look at the sun. Like this is the sun right here. Okay, this is the sun and this is the earth. Look at this. Look at the eruptions going on. The sun literally erupted in every single direction, but somehow just barely scathed by and blended into earth. What? Look at those eruptions. Now when we come up to the 31st, see here's one right here, the 30th. The 30th to 31st. I'm not sure if this one is even caught up yet either. No, this one hasn't even caught up yet. So this one hasn't even shown it yet, but look at the eruptions coming from out of the sun. I mean, that's a lot of plasma, folks. The sun is really waking up and is really not happy at all. So we are going to be getting some more. It looks like tomorrow we're going to be getting about 20 centimeters cubed from this eruption here. Is that an eruption? No, I think that's from a coronal hole. A little bit of solar wind is what is all that really looks like. So now to get to the meat and potatoes of things. Okay, right now there are sunspots on the far side of the sun that are so big they are affecting the way the sun vibrates. Okay, helioseismologists have detected their echoes from the Solar Dynamic Observatory, and they are suggesting that we should not be surprised. Of course, who's going to be surprised if we see any large CMEs just blowing away from the far side of the sun? Yeah, none of us are, because that's what we saw earlier. This is where it came from. Look at the size of that beast. Now, if you want to compare, Earth size, well, about the size of this little round cursor right here. That's about the size of the Earth compared to this thing. This is massive. In fact, what we'll do is we'll actually come on over here, and we're going to open this bad boy up, and we're going to take a look at it, and we can see it here. Well, the sun again is about the size of my cursor, and it's moving around. Now, granted, we can see that it could be splitting up. It could also stay whole. It could get bigger, or it could completely dissipate. We don't know. And that's something that we've got to keep our eyes open. Of course, I'm always trying to take a look and keep our eyes on it here for you 100%. And over here at spaceweather.com, we're actually these right here, these are what we're looking at is called meteors, asteroids, comets, whatever you want to call it. We actually had an asteroid field, or a debris field rather, from a comet that had exploded. I actually kind of covered this a few days ago. The Hercules meteor shower, that was from 73P Schwarzmann-Wachmann 3, and they're showing that a comet appeared, and it appeared to blow up. Well, I'm sorry, that wouldn't necessarily be a comet. That would have been just a large meteor or a slight asteroid. I don't see that as being a comet myself. I mean, unless they're reclassifying it, which they do quite regularly. This right here, now, apparently from that, all that was reported was 39 fireballs. Okay, there was not a whole lot that was reported on it. There's not a lot of people that did see a lot. I haven't seen anything where people are actually talking about it. This is what we're looking at right here. Today's June 1st, and June 2nd being tomorrow. We have a 7 meter. This is 21 meters for two different meteors, and they're going to be 3.4 lunar distances and 4.2 lunar distances. So we're going to be perfectly fine. I'm not too worried about those. As we come over here to Solarham, we're going to take a look at stereo ahead, where we can actually see just around the corner, this little line here again is the eastern limb, and we can see a bright region here, and we can see a little bit of the leading edge of the bright one that's coming around the corner, that large one. Can't quite see it yet on this one here, but when we do see it, I'm sure it's going to look massive. However, I'll be honest with you, with the last couple times we've seen some major hitters on this side as it's coming around the limb, and they start popping off as they get to the limb, all of a sudden, as soon as they crest the limb, nice and quiet, no activity. Don't get me wrong, we still got to keep our eyes on it just in case they pop, but I mean, let's be honest, the last few times it's been like, no, we're just going to wait for Earth until we get around the other side of the sun, and then we're going to start popping off. So We'll see if that theory is correct. So if that's the case, something's manipulating it, or something is happening on the back side of the sun to create it, and it takes it that long for it to calm down. Then it comes around us, calms down, gets around the edge, and then bam. So some kind of magnetic pull or something could be going on the back side of the sun. So make sure to keep your eyes open, folks. No fear, and remember that love is the only way forward.